Hey, this is Carlo of 4GQ here. We are deep diving into a Marvel Unlimited comic that we read, Spider-Gwen #1, 2024 edition. And on the panel with me today, I have the one and only Paul, also known as Cerebral Paul.
Hey, everybody.
And then I have Paris, who is a huge Marvel fan.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Man, I'm so excited for this episode, and we're gonna jump into this the Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, the first comic of the new 2024 series that she have, and I think the first one is called The Haunted. Is it Haunted or Hunted? I don't know. I need to.
Halloween's around the corner, Paris, so it's all right.
I believe it's The Hunted. Yes.
The Hunted. Okay.
Yeah, so we're excited to talk about it. I kind of want to jump in and. You know, it basically starts off where she's kind of like talking about she's at the bank. She's trying to get some paperwork done. She knows in her head that she's not supposed to be there, revealing her name.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of does anyway. She doesn't want to be a nobody. She wants to be herself, you know. So I thought that brings you into the character's mind of where her mindset is. And you kind of have an idea. Wait, she doesn't belong in this universe? What universe is she from?
The spider without a past or a present.
Real quick on that part, I thought it was really interesting that she was almost like, "Do you know who I am?" Because all she had put on the forms was her name. That was it. Then she couldn't understand why she couldn't get the loan. You know.
The bank guy's looking at her like, okay.
Yeah, the bank guy was a little bit like, hey, you don't have a social security number, you don't have a ID with you. No, I can't.
Yeah. Like his exact words was, if you get the proper documentation, I can help you, but until then, you're gonna need to leave. Like what the heck? And then, of course, now she does have Spidey senses, so I was just curious, like, why weren't they tingling when the guys came into the bank with the guns and stuff like that to rob it? So that was quite interesting. She jumps and she hides, so those guys jump in, and it's on. Like, it's like perfect timing. Like, you know, she's trying to get a bank loan.
I think the reason her tingly didn't go off because it wasn't her that was under immediate threat.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. No, you make a good point there.
Yeah.
That symbiote, that's part of her might only be trying to protect her. It's a good question. We kind of go from that, and then, you know, she fights those robbers off, and she's, wow, I am Spider-Gwen here in this universe. But I'm not supposed to do that. I was told I'm not supposed to do that. Nobody's supposed to know who I am. Why is that, Paul? Why is anybody not supposed to know who she is?
Because apparently, from reading the book, because Gwen Stacy on this Earth 616, which is, you know, Marvel Prime, I guess, is, you know, she's dead. So Gwen Stacy doesn't exist. That's why you can't tell Peter you're here. You can't tell anybody you're here. Plus, it'll be a threat to her family that is here, you know, her mother or whoever. You know, if some of those people find out that Gwen Stacy is alive in any form, they're not going to care what Earth she comes from. They're just going to know Gwen's still alive. Okay, let's go after the one she loves. At least that's what I get.
Right.
You know, it's part of the whatever they call their time control people. You know, the
TVA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, because they got it in the book where it says no one's supposed to know why I'm here, and then people are saying thank you, taking pictures of her, and she's like, you're welcome.
And I think that's the big plot twist right there, is that we see the TVA in that book. And the TVA is kind of like, uh-oh, nobody's supposed to know you're here. And she's like, oh, am I in trouble? And he was kind of like, no, but you kind of are. Now I got to fix some stuff back at the office. And she kind of explains what the TVA is so anybody who doesn't know who the TVA is, guide the timelines, watch it over. And some of them are allegedly crooked. Some of them are allegedly nice people. It just depends. But they're watching the timeline to make sure you don't screw it up. And if you screw it up, they want your timeline gone. And
Now, one thing I want to call out real quick, Paul, before you jump in, is that you can jump in after this one, is when like her name starts popping up all over the city, her sign, her face. Who is she? And then people are like, Gwen. And then Miles Morales is like, what is she doing here? You know, everybody's like, uh-oh. She has started something now.
And I did like that she pointed out, they bring her to this Earth where there's two Spider-Men. There's Peter and Miles. There's Madam Web. There's she named off like 6 of them. She's like, really, there's really not room for another one. And then they cut to each one of them realizing that she's back, or somehow this Spider-Gwen is here, and they're like, okay, what's going on? Because they don't know what's going on either. None of them have been told anything. It was supposed to be kept big secret. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
And then she's like, well, the suit kind of has a mind of its own. And he's like, well, then you need to talk to your suit. And tell your suit not to do this anymore. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because he's from the TVA, right? He's like, you over here causing time ripples. Yeah.
Now, real quick, I kind of want to go into this, is that it does say haunted. So it's...
Oh, is it? It is.
Yeah,
haunted.
so it's
Wow.
perfect for Halloween, right before Halloween.
Spooky,
Really,
spooky.
that's kind of interesting given who the bad guy was that showed up in here.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was the other one, but...
I want to give a quick shout out because I know a lot of podcasts don't do this, and I think we should. But Stephanie Phillips is the writer. Federica Manson is the artist. Matt Miller is the color artist. VC's Ariana Maher is the letterer. And guess who did the cover of this book? Somebody that we frequently talk to at conventions.
Yeah, we just saw him. He signed some of our stuff down in San Diego Comic-Con.
Paul's like, I have no clue. So
we talked to a lot of them.
Mark Brooks,
the one and only Mark Brooks. He did the cover of this. So yeah. It's a great cover. She's got the stickers on there. She's got Daredevil, Captain American Shield, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Avengers, Mary Jane's. I don't know if you can see that sticker, but that's pretty funny on there. Like, what is she doing with this suitcase? But yeah, this is an awesome cover. It I think it defines sort of like what we're gonna get out of Spider-Gwen in this series that they're working on for this book. So yeah. Paul, you want to jump into Kraven? Kraven shows up. He's in the boxing ring. What's he doing? What's he looking to do?
He's looking to mind his own business, apparently. He doesn't want to wear the spandex anymore. It's not him anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy called him a weirdo. He's
I got a solid uppercut for that comment too.
Yeah. He encounters Spider-Gwen. He does his hunting, like the things that he normally does.
And he was surprised to see her too. He was also very surprised to see her. The old "ain't she dead" thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And yeah, that was an interesting situation for her, because apparently he's a different type of Kraven than what she dealt with on her Earth.
But he's also not a Kraven from this universe, because she thought the Kraven in this one was dead.
Dead, yes. So
yeah. And one of the things she does do in this comic, one of the classic things that Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, all of them do, when they rescue someone, they get in front of a bus or a truck or a thing carrying a bunch of people. They swing their webs across the thing and they get stretched. So she did that to save those people in the bus and stuff like that from getting hit, some from behind. So that was pretty cool to see that she does have the strength to stop something like that. And then you see her spider senses kick off, right? As she's getting shot in the back with a dart. So yeah.
And I was gonna say, apparently she was a little too slow because she did get hit. So,
yeah.
And see, that's where I think I have a little disconnect, because I would think the symbiote would protect her and not be affected by the poison venom, unless Kraven knew exactly what he was hunting. Maybe he knew that he wanted to go after a symbiote, so he had a special liquid that would.
Well, he's dealt with the symbiote before. So, he's dealt with I think he dealt with Spider-Man when he was wearing the symbiote, and
Yeah. Well, he did introduce himself.
So yeah.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you after he shoots her with a dart.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes us into the last scene where, you know, after the fight, she's fallen into the water and we're in suspense till the next book.
Oh no, yeah, I was just gonna say, like during that fight, you know, they were trading blows, but he stabbed her. I wasn't expecting her to get stabbed.
Yeah.
So like he was legitimately trying to kill her, and she says, "I think I'm gonna die." Like what?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was just like maybe gonna knock her out or something. But yeah, he legitimately stabbed her in the
Yeah.
stomach.
Not only that, she got slowed up because she had some kind of vision of this Earth's Gwen Stacy falling to her death.
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of stopped what she was doing to go, did this where it happened?
Right.
So there's something going on there that she had some kind of connection.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't wait till the next book already. I think it's going to be a great series, and I hope it's something that continues. I mean, there's so much potential here, and from that suitcase that Mark Brooks drew, we kind of have an idea who might appear in this universe or people she's crossed. But the question is, are they going to be the real ones or variants that the TVA throws into this?
Yeah. Yeah. So the haunted, right?
Yeah.
Paul. So you say that she's seen the vision. I think that's where it ties back to being
maybe,
haunted.
maybe, yeah.
Ooh,
By the way, I want to point out that the guy from the TVA patted her on the head like a little kid.
That sounds like
Right.
something the TVA would do.
Right. Yeah. She's messing up with the time. But she must be important, or they would have pruned her. So they didn't prune her and send her to. So there must be some reason why they're keeping her around. So I guess we'll find out in comic book issue number 2 on this new series. So yeah.
Number 2, we'll do a deep dive. All right, guys. Until next time, see you all later. This is Carlo, Paris, and Pineapple Paw.
Oh.